Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye up, bye up. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I appreciate the support, man. I'm very humbled by it. So what's up now, little big Toro? Whopping, Holmes. What happened, brother de Aslan? Right? Hey, fucking Soldado de Aslan was checked into a psychiatric, a mental facility, some type of facility, man, against his own will, involuntarily. And you know what? That was probably the best thing that could have ever happened to the Vato. Now he denies it. He doesn't deny the fact that he was checked into a facility, but he denies the fact of the story that's being put out there that it's because of his wife. But look, whatever the story may be, you got checked in, homie. And that, take your medicina. Take your fucking whatever you're supposed to take, because it's got you looking bad out there on the streets, right? It's got whatever is happening to little Toro. And I don't like to bash a man that is down on his luck, and I'm not going to. That's not my new way of thinking. I want to uplift everyone. I don't give a fuck about, if he's got bad charges or if he's a bad person. He's out there on the streets looking real foolish. So foolish, in fact, that he has decided now that the Norteño cause is not for him. He'd rather be a Southsider. He'd rather be a Sureño. It's gotten to that point now where he feels that all the homies are against him. They're not against you, bro. They just don't fuck with you. See, that's the thing. Maybe they are against you because you're not in good standings, but they just don't mess with you, brother. It's all good, man. Just go out there and continue to do your rap thing. This is why I've explained to people in the past that Norteño rapper, that Southsider rapper stuff ain't for the birds, homie, especially not for the Huelga bird, right? Or it's for the birds. Because at the end of the day, if you fall off, if you're no longer in the best of standings, if you're considered ostracized or an outsider, guess what happens to your music career? Caca, it's down the toilet. Because ain't no Southsiders fucking with you from the gate because you're from up north, and ain't no Norteños fucking with you anymore. So who's gonna listen to your song? Who's gonna listen to your song? You're gonna have some little youngsters out there that don't know no better time about rocking in this street, that's it. They're gonna be making a TikTok fucking viral thread, a viral trend off your song, and you're not even gonna get paid for it. This is how it goes down. Well, with Little Big Toro, this is something that's been accumulating over years. He hasn't been right. He hasn't been mentally right. He's been catting out. And I don't know. And look, and I'm going to be real. For what that fucking article says right there, it says it's because of his divorce with his old lady and this, and that is why he got checked into a mental facility the other day. I can tell you guys right now that's bullshit. Facts. That is bullshit. Just like Little Toro said in that statement, that is a statement. What? That's bullshit, right? And he was already a J-Cat when I went to his pad and his lady was there. They were still together. So we could throw that one out, that he didn't get affected. I mean, I'm sure it affected him mentally and it affected him bad, but that's not exactly what happened. I see a lot of people talking bad about this guy. I've done it myself. We've had a war of words, right? Back and forth. But I feel bad, man. I actually feel pretty bad that this man is going through what he's going through. He's the type of dude, he's bombing on the homies. Like people that when I say the homies, I don't necessarily mean Norteños or Southsiders. I mean people that like are his friends. He's around people and then all of a sudden just J-Cats out and socks them in the face for nothing. Ain't no one trying to be around that bullshit. Ain't no one trying to be kicking. Imagine you're kicking it with Toro. You're happy like, hey, he's a rapper, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he ain't that bad. And all of a sudden he flips that switch and knocks you out. Hits you when you're not looking. That's what he's on, man. So, lately he's been catting out. You'll see him one minute he's super Norteño, the next minute he's some fucking virtual reality superstar, the Aslan, right? He's an Aztec warrior. He's speaking Nahuatl that doesn't even make sense. It's not even real words. He's just fucking okay, akuya, aluya, right? Like, what the fuck is going on with you, bro? Half those words you said don't mean shit. Are you speaking Russian or what the fuck is going on with you? You know, it's a cry for help. Literally a cry for help. And nobody wants to help him because nobody wants to fuck with him, right? Whether it's because of crimes that he's been alleged to have done in the past, or he'll fire on you and assault you. Like, just no one's trying to be around that J Cat. Let's just be real. So I'm actually glad that he got checked into a facility. Now I know he doesn't like that. I know he's gonna have something to say about that. But sometimes, man, you need that help. You need people from the outside world, not Norteños or Southsiders or anyone that's in the street life to help. Because look, I'm gonna be totally honest with you, they don't give a fuck, bro. Real motherfuckers out there that are gangbanging and involved in like that, and the streets, they don't care. They don't care about a J Cat crying in the street. That had nothing to do with them. In fact, if you go around them, you're gonna find out you're gonna get checked into a different type of facility, the facility up there, right, or down there, depending upon how you get judged. It's just a good thing. I seen it, and I was like, you know what? It's a trip. It trips me out. This dude is disrespecting Norteños. One day he's like super Norteño gangster out there disrespecting Southsiders and this, that, and then the next day he's disrespecting Norteños, talking about homeboys from Stockton are calling the cops on me. And ain't no one calling the cops on you, bro. They didn't call the cops on you. They called, it's kind of like, when you have a dog catcher, motherfuckers called the dog catcher, like, hey, come on, man, this motherfucker's biting everyone. You're over there socking everyone, bro. You're a rabid dog, brother. Rather than put you down, they're going to try to juice you up. You put into a facility where they could help you. Carnal Aslan, right? Because you're different, bro. And until you accept that and understand that, hey, man, maybe I do need some help. You're crying for it. You're out there screaming for it. So now they're giving it to you. It's not telling on you. It's not calling the cops on you. It's trying to help you, bro, or at least trying to help the community get a rabid dog off the streets. That's why people call the dog catcher like, hey, man, I don't know about you, but this motherfucker's over here foaming. Come get him, right? A motherfucker comes gloved up. That's what they had to do to little Toro, little big Toro. They had to come snatch him up. Look, I said in the past, man, I don't wish bad upon this dude. Not at all. And in fact, I'm happy for him that he's able to get some help, or they're able to facilitate some type of help, because people need that. People need that. I had a homeboy back in the days who lost it. Smoking too much scante. He lost it. Now, I'm not saying that's the case with Toro. I don't know if the scante got him like that. I don't know what got him. According to him, he got injected with some alien fluid from a black person, right? That's his story. But and that expanded his mind, and next thing you know, he's in the 5G network, and about those right there with Elon Musk, and he's just different. But with my homeboy, it was scante, right? He got him a bad dose, a bad batch. I don't know what happened, but Davato got into it. He was running around town with feathers in his head and chicken bones around his neck. And this motherfucker was trying to jab a bone through his nose without anesthesia. Davato was crazy, right? I was in the county jail with him. He was off the chain. We didn't know what to do about him. See, this is before like Norteños were the way they are now. Like, he'd have got whacked immediately for making the homies look bad, for disrespecting the casa. It wouldn't have been a thing to have him gurneyed up out of there, right? Little youngsters would have been on him with that same chicken bone. But this was prior to that. This is that's like 97, 98. This is when Norteños were getting their shit together as far as the county jails and starting to get a little bit more organized. It was a little bit more free-for-all. Old school prison shit. Old school YA shit. Old school county jail shit, right? And so he's in there, and me and the homies, we'd stick together, but we're looking at him like, what the fuck is wrong with them? And I pulled him to the side because his family were like good homies. And I'm like, what's wrong with you, bro? He was like, ooh. I was like, nah, I'm cool, bro. Do you want my chicken on the bone or what? Shit, since you're jabby shit. And we kept him at a distance. He still was the homie, but like they'd be like, black dudes would be like, hey, folk. Be like, oh, what's up, Kaz? Right? Hey, last night I caught your homeboy sticking a chicken bone in his ass. I don't know if that's how you guys get down, but on the gang, that's different. I was like, that's pretty different, homie. Now, that's not how we get down, but that's how he gets down. We're going to go ahead and get down on him, man. Don't you? We're going to talk to him. And we had to do intervention and tell the homeboy, what's wrong with you? He said, give me a hit. I said, oh, yeah, that's what's wrong with them. So the fact is, later on, his old lady got very, very, very concerned because he's starting to get a little too aggressive. Like, which is, see, they transition into certain points, and that's what's happening with little Toro. You know, they talk that shit, it's all in their mind, and then they start to act out on these fantasies, man, on these theories, on what's going on in their head, and they start to beat people up and hurt people. And that's what started happening to my boy. And his old lady cared enough about him to help him. She put him in a facility. That motherfucker came back. Voila, brand new. He was like, Dad, what's up, eh? I was like, with no chicken bones or shit? He was like, nah. I said, bro, what was that sticking chicken bones in your ass? Oh, bro, I didn't even know I did that, but that shit hurt like a motherfucker. Later on, I felt scratched. Like, all right, cool. That's your story. The fact is, he came back. He was able to come back, medicated up, whatever they utilized to help him. And that's the same kind of pattern little Toro's on, man. Vato needs help, straight up. I've tried to do it in the past to help him. And some people just, they'll yell and scream for it and they'll cry for it. It's a cry for help. But then when you try to give it to them, they might bomb on you. So fuck that, right? That's why people are like, hey, you need to go see little Toro. You got an issue with him. I ain't got an issue with little Toro. I ain't got no issue with little Toro, man. He's got the issues, bro. And it's not an issue with me personally. He's got issues, Holmes. You know, even with people trying to help him, put him in this involuntary mental facility for a minute. The Vato's fucking acting out, disrespecting Norteños, calling them busters. Aren't you the one that says you're an active homie and this, and all of a sudden you're calling the homies busters and you should have been a sureño, you'd rather rock with sureños and all that? That's crazy, bro. You know you done fucked up, right? You know you done fucked up. Ain't no coming back from that now. Little Big Toro, Canalito de Aslan. There is no coming back from that, Holmes. You know how the homies play about that shit. I don't give a fuck if you're active or non-active. If you're running around talking about, man, I should have been this or I should have been that, oh, they're going to treat you like that. Same thing goes for the Southsiders. Imagine a fucking Vato all catting out talking about, fuck that, I'm going to move up north and be a Norteño. They'd be like, what is it? Right? Sureño gang, right? And it'd be all bad. So whatever this dude is choosing to do, you know, it's not, put like this. Don't do him dirty like that. He's not in his right frame of mind, man. This vault is really mixed up. If you've really been around him and you really talk to him in real life, you will understand, man, that he's really mixed up. And he does need help, man. You know, so maybe that mental facility is going to do good for him. Maybe it's going to help him realize that he's really out there on the streets going from hotel room to hotel room. And he can't be a fixture in his kid's life. You know, he can't hold down a relationship or anything because he's not capable of it. You know, and the cool part about this is why social media is cold. See, social media is very informational, entertaining, a lot of information. If you want to know how to make fucking baked chicken, you can boop, 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 boop. There's the homegirl cheeks doing it right. There's a lot of different things you can do to learn, right? Or gain education or information, but it also puts your life on blast. People could put out anything about you or make up anything about you or tell stories or dispute whatever you're saying. And with this guy, man, he puts his whole life on display on YouTube, on social media. And sometimes, man, he cats out and it gets weird. It becomes embarrassing. You know, little Toro at one point in time was popping, man. Don't get it twisted. That dude's a talented ass rapper. He was popping up north, man. That dude, everything. It's funny because a lot of the shit he says from his past is the truth. He was having money. He was making power moves wearing short shoes. He was hanging around with the who's who. Who the fuck are these guys? He was doing all that. And then something kicked in. Something supercharged him, right? And then he wasn't doing that no more. And I don't know if it's when you dedicate yourself to a cause like me. I was super Norteño'd out for a long time in my life. It's all I cared about. That's all I lived for, right? And what helped me when I finally gave up the ghost, when I finally was no longer in good standings and no longer associated or affiliated, what helped me was age and time and awareness, right? I started to realize that I don't really want to do this no more, man. I'm cool. I just want to take care of my kids and shit. You know what I mean? That's really what I want. I'm tired of being locked up, man. I'm tired of stabbing people or getting stabbed. I'm tired. I'm just tired. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I'm scared. I'm just tired, eh? You know, damn, how many people can I stab, bro? I've already did my share. It's your turn, right? So that helped me to give me an understanding. Some people, man, can't give it up. Some people, that's all they know. And when they're pushed out or told you can't be, they don't know where to go, and it starts making them cat out. I think this kind of could have been the case with Little Toro, but obviously he has something worse, man, that he was probably born with. And so, anyways, he was checked into a mental facility on the 8th. And I don't know if he's out since then. I'm sure he is. I don't know if they're going to keep him because that vato, hey, look, he'll seem normal. He'll have an intelligent conversation with you. He'll seem normal, and then you'll catch little quirks, little odd little. You know what I'm saying? He'll start doing the truffle shuffle, right? But you wouldn't know unless you know, right? He could turn around. You'd be like, "Hey, what's up, homie?" He'd be like, "Oh, what's up, bro? What's up, blood?" That's how he talks. "What's up, blood? Oh yeah, it's all good. Yeah, man. Welcome to my pad. Welcome to here. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, the black guy's just trying to kill me. The black guy's just trying to kill me." Right? And you'll be like, "What? What'd you say?" I said, "Hey, bro, do you want some cereal?" Like, nah, I'm cool. All right, cool. Thank you. I put poison in it. I put poison in it. Hey, look, no disrespect. I'm having fun with it, man. But I'm glad that this Vato's getting help, right? I started to talk like him. I'm glad he's getting help because he needs it, man. He needs it. Now, all of a sudden, he wants to be a Southsider. Yesterday, he wanted to be a fucking soldier of Aslan. The day before, he wanted to be an active Norteño. The day before that, he wanted to be Keith Murray from an old fuck. Like, I don't know what he wants. I know what we want for this Vato to get right so he can get back to his music and be safe, right? Because I see a lot of people with mental problems, a lot of people that have shit going on with their life, come to a point where they don't want to be here anymore, right? And I don't want to see that with him, man. I don't look. I know a lot of people are like, "Fuck that about the guy." Look, all these cases that were brought about or whatever. I don't know what he did or what he did do with him. You don't even know, right? You just don't know. I'm not going to defend a fucking SA, a predator, or whatever. I'm not going to do that, right? But at the end of the day, I'm going to say, as far as being brown and a person, like, go get your head right, bro. Go check yourself back into that facility. Maybe in the morning they'll give you an egg McMuffin, and then they'll give you a couple fucking pastillas, and that'll start you out good. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep your equilibrium equal. I don't know, man. Running around Northern California disrespecting the Norteños is going to get you caught up, bro. Especially when people know who you are. Now, I know you don't give it. He's one of those guys. He don't give a shit. He'll fight anyone, man. Who said they're fighting, eh? Fuck around and end up in an orchard somewhere, man. Don't think it'll happen? Want me to tell you guys a little story? I'm going to tell you an orchard story. I had a little homie. This was actually my homeboy that passed away of cancer. It was his son, right? It's my boy. Used to come to my grandma's house all the time. We chill out. Fucking, we just, even though his father was my homeboy, he was a youngster. He was like 22, 23, but like, we hit it off. Like, this is the little homie right here. Motherfucker was with the business. He had fucking family on the other side, his mom's side, right? That I didn't really know. He had a primo that used to come pick him up. I used to see him, like, kind of, his primo would mean mug. And at that time, we were active Norteños, and his primo was a degenerate. He was a dropout, but he was a very well-known one out of Modesto, right? So I kind of looked. He'd look like, "Man, why's that fool coming?" Right? He's like, "That's just my primo. Don't trip, man. He's picking me up, taking me to my mom's." All right, cool. Whatever. One day I planned in my mind, man, if this motherfucker ever gets out the car, bro, I'm going to get in his car and just take it. He had a clean-ass whip and do something bad to him. But never materialized, right? Well, he had family on both sides. So he had gang member family on his dad's side, gang member family on his mom's side, right? The mom's side was kind of washed up. The side of that family was like dropouts and considered no good, but they were still like in the mix, selling dope and doing whatever. So the little homie, he's kicking it, whatever. And I guess his primo, the one that fucking I told you was with the business, but not with the business, he had loaned some money to his other primo on the other side of the family, right? And full burned him. So they took this guy way out in the cuts and did some bad shit to him. Lit him on fire, all kinds of shit, right? Got discovered, they ended up getting locked up for it. His dad was like, "What the hell? He killed my own cousin," right? Or it was his own uncle that he did to, like it was his uncle, in fact. It was crazy. The fact is, when you're disrespecting someone or burning someone or anything in Northern California, homie, you end up in the orchard. Like, hey, that used to be the threats to us. Shit, don't make me take you to the orchard. Like, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, I don't want to go to the orchard. See, Vatos in LA don't understand that shit. Don't make me take you to the alley. They know about that shit. But us, it's like, let me take you to the orchard out there in the cut. Anyways, man, I hopefully Little Toro stays in that mental facility and gets his shit together before he ends up in an orchard. what I'm saying? Eating a prune, because that's all bad. Anyways, they checked him into a facility involuntarily, and he wants to be a sureño. That's the latest news with him, man. Hopefully he gets his shit together. I wish him the best of luck. I wish him the best of luck. I really do, man. No hate, just luck. Anyways, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. Talking about, I want to be a Southsider now. Bro, they ain't fucking with you. Not at all.